In this lesson, we're going to take a look at using the order of operations correctly with an expression that involves fractions. So just a quick reminder, we used this statement, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," to remind us about the order of doing operations, that we handle parentheses first, exponents second, multiplication or division as we encounter it from left to right, addition or subtraction, once again, as we encounter it from left to right. So let's take a look at an expression. We notice right away, it says to simplify, that there are no parentheses. We notice that there are no exponents. So let's look at the other operations. We have division, subtraction, and multiplication. Multiplication and division have the higher priority, but we do them left to right. That means that we handle this division before we take care of multiplication. All right, I'm going to, because this works much better for me, I'm going to come over here and do each little piece. I have 7/16 divided by 1/8. Keep, change, flip. That's the rule for division. I can now bow tie or reduce. 8 goes in there once, 8 goes in there 2 times. I multiply the tops for 7 and the bottom for 2. I'm going to leave this as an improper, and I believe that in this exercise we're not going to have any mixed number answers, so I'll just leave that. So that's 7/2 minus 2/7 times 10/11. My order of operations says to jump down here and do the multiplication next. So I have 2/7 times 10/11. I don't believe I can do anything this way or this way, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply across. 2 times 10 is 20, and 7 times 11 is 77. So this is 20/77, and I have 7/2. All right, my final step is to do the subtraction. And to do that subtraction, I need a least common denominator. The least common denominator for those will actually be whatever I get when I multiply 2 times 77. So that's going to be 154. So I have 7/2 minus 20/77. All right, with the common denominator of 154. 2 goes in there 77 times, and 7 times 77 is, and I'm going to have to go find out, 77 times 7 is 49, carry the 4, 49, that's 53. So that is 539/54. And then 77 goes in there twice, and 2 times 20 is 40. I'm supposed to subtract, so I have 539 minus 49. You can't take 4 from 3, so I borrow, put the 1. 4 from 13 is 9, and bring down the 4. This is 499/154. And I do not have to change this to a mixed number just because of the instructions in the problem. So this is 499/154. We have used our order of operations. It involved us doing some division, some multiplication, and finally some subtraction. All right, let's look at another problem. All right, in this one, still thinking about "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." There are some parentheses. So even though addition is a low priority operation, it's in parentheses, so this is what I'm going to do first. I have 1/2 plus 2/5. The common denominator is 10. 2 goes into 10 5 times, and 5 times 1 is 5. 5 goes into 10 2 times, and 2 times 2 is 4. It's addition. I add for 9/10. This part of the expression has the value of 9/10. Copy down that multiplication. 2/3, 4/5 minus. Now I have multiplication or subtraction. Multiplication has the higher priority. Let's scoot that back. So I have 2/3 times 9/10. Hopefully you've recognized that when I do multiplication or division, I write the problem horizontally. But when I do addition or subtraction, I write the problem vertically. All right, let's see, I can reduce. 3 goes in there once, 3 goes in there 3 times, 2 goes in there once, 2 goes in there 5 times, multiply for 3/5. Now I have 4/5 minus 3/5 is 1/5, and that's my answer using the order of operations. All right, let's look at the third one. I have division and multiplication. I'm going to do the division because multiplication and division share equal importance, but I see division first. So I have 8/63 divided by 1/9. Keep, change, and flip. 9 goes in there once, 9 goes into 63 7 times. I multiply for 8/7. All right, so this is 8/7, and I am multiplying it by 6/7. There's nothing, I'm going to do that multiplication. I have 8/7 times 6/7. No reducing, no reducing, no reducing anywhere. Multiply the tops for 48, multiply the bottoms for 49. This is 48/49. Not so bad. Okay, let's look at number 4. I don't have any parentheses, I don't have any exponents, I have division, subtraction, multiplication. All right, I've got division to do first. I have 13/14 divided by 1/7. Keep, change, flip. That's keep 13/14, change to multiplication. Reciprocal of 1/7 is 7/1. 7 goes in there once, 7 goes in there 2 times. Multiply for 13/2. I'll leave it improper. 13/2 minus 10/11 times 12/7. Come down here to do the multiplication. So let's go over here and we have 10/11 times 12/7. I look on the diagonals, I look up and down, I don't see anything that I can reduce, so I multiply the tops. When I multiply those, 12 times 10, I'm going to have the 12 and with a 0. 7 times 11 is 77. So I have 13/2 minus 120/77. And this is rather familiar. I have to do that subtraction and need a common denominator. The LCD for 2 and 77 is the product of those, which is 154. So 13/2 minus 120/77. I need to change them both to have denominators of 154. 2 goes in there 77 times, and 77 times 13, let's see, 77 times 13, that's 21, carry the 2, that's 21, 23, 0, 7, 7, that's 1, 0. Okay, looks like 1,001. Then 77 goes into 154 2 times, and 2 times 120 is 240. I need to subtract, and I am subtracting 1,001 minus 240. Gives me a 1. I'm going to have to borrow. That becomes a 10, borrow, and that becomes a 10. So I have 6 from 10 is, 4 from 10 is 6, 2 from 9 is 7. I end up with 761 over 154. That's my final answer. And I will leave it improper. It cannot be simplified. Okay, last, oh, I have last 2. Okay. All right, this problem, parentheses. Yes, I have a pair of parentheses. I have 1/2 plus 2/5. Common denominator is 10. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Add for 9/10. This seems somewhat familiar. I'm going to multiply it by 2/3, subtract from 4/5. And it has just dawned on me that this is an exact, I thought it seemed familiar, this is an exact duplication of number 2. So I'm going to stop and say, whoa, that went a little crazy. See number 2. Okay, so that was repetition. Sorry. All right, we have one more. We have division and multiplication. We do whichever one we see first as we go from left to right. So we will do 1/90 divided by 1/10. That's keep, change, flip. 10 goes into itself once, 10 goes into 99 times. Multiply the tops for 1, multiply the bottoms for 9. I have 1/9 times, bring this down, 4/9. I can't do any reducing, any bow tie, any cancellation. 1 times 4 is 4, 9 times 9 is 81. And I'm done. All right, it's your turn to work on order of operations.